Hello friends, welcome back to STN World. In this video, I am going to dictate Supreme Court's judgment on demonetizations of note. So be ready for the dictation. Start. 3, 2, 1. Sri P. Chidambaram, learned senior counsel, led the arguments on behalf of the petitioners. He submitted that upon its correct interpretation, subsection 2 of section 26 of the RBI Act will have to be read down in a manner that subsection 2 of section 26 of the RBI Act does not permit the power to be exercised in respect of all series of notes of a specified denomination. He submits that the word any will denote that the power can be exercised only when a particular series of any denomination is sought to be demonetized. He submits that on earlier occasions, that is, by the high denomination banknotes within bracket Demonetization Ordinance 1946, hereinafter referred to as the 1946 Ordinance, and the high denomination bank notes within bracket Demonetization Act 1978. All series of high denomination bank notes were demonetized. He submits that by the 1946 Ordinance, high denomination bank notes were meant to be all series of bank notes of the denominational value of rupees 500, rupees 1000 and rupees 10,000. Similarly, by the 1978 Act, the high denomination bank notes were meant to be all series of the bank notes of the denominational value. It is thus submitted that whenever it was found necessary to demonetize all series of a particular denomination, it was considered necessary to do so by way of a separate enactment of Parliament. He submits that since the bank notes are issued in different series, the words any series before the words of bank notes of any denomination appearing in subsection 2 of section 26 of the RBI Act will have to be construed as limiting the power of the government to declare only a specified series of notes to be no longer legal tender. He submits that it will have to be held that the words any series mean any specified series and not all series of bank notes. He submits that if it is held that the central government is conferred with the power under subsection 2 of section 26 of the RBI Act to demonetize currency notes of all series, then a situation may arise wherein the bank notes issued on the previous day can be demonetized on the very next day. He submits that as a result of the demonetization done on 8 November 2016, even the currency notes issued on the previous day of the denominational value of rupees 500 and rupees 1000 had become illegal tender. He submits that if subsection 2 of section 26 of the RBI Act is not read down in the aforesaid manner, then the said section would be vulnerable to be challenged on the ground that it confers an unguided and arbitrary power upon the executive government. He submits that in such a situation, the said provision is liable to be struck down on the ground that it violates Articles 14, 16, 21 and 300A of the Constitution of India. He submits that the fact that the demonetization of all series of high denominational currency notes in the year 1946 and 1978 was done through separate enactments of Parliament would support the said proposition. What factors are required to be taken into consideration and what factors are to be eschewed from consideration are not specified in subsection 2 of section 26 of the RBI Act. It is submitted that if a drastic power of demonetizing currency notes of all series in certain denominations is to be entrusted to the executive government, then Parliament ought to have laid down the guidelines for exercising such power. He submits that in the absence of anything of that nature, it will have to be held that the delegation to the executive government is excessive, arbitrary, and as such violative of Articles 14, 19, 21 and 300A of the Constitution of India. Learned Senior Counsel relied on the Constitution bench judgments of this court in the cases of Hamdard, Dawakhana, Delhi and another versus Union of India and others in support of his submissions.